Nahrávám znova. Tleskni. Hello, my name is Jiří Šimek.
And I'm Emil Rothermel.
And we are creating guided tours
For Festival Mala Inventura.
So welcome to Venuše. We are now in the middle of Street Slavíkova, in front of this beautiful building from 20s from last century, what is also preserved by law. And inside we will see how our venue looks. So please follow me. Mephisto! And it's the most important member of our team. It's my dog Mephisto, like a guard. Follow. We are operating in this space like, I guess it's already 6 years. Mm-hmm. Here you can see the original building as well and the original color, and here is the big gate to the art, so it's hard to go there, so please. The first, what you can see as a spectator is this beautiful statue. It's hanging Thalia. Thalia is the goddess of performing arts, so I think it's good also the starting point how to understand our venue and its dramaturgy. And now we are finally in space what is a little more cozy. That's the local bar with our cooperators. Hi guys. They are pretending we are not here. Cool. And here we have plenty of pictures, posters, because Venuše is working that way that we have more theater groups. They are here like having host performances. Some of them are cooperating on more regular basis. Some of them just with some individual projects or something like that.
Can you name them maybe, the groups?
Pardon?
Who are like the regular
sure.
residents?
It's like Lachende Bestien, Depresivní, děti, touží, penězích, it means depressive children long for money, that's my group. Then život, then BodyVoiceBand, and a lot of others. We are also providing some small festivals, like for example, this is the poster for the first edition of Queer Festival Wild. As we realized, then we have a festival about female art, Venušiny, Days of Venus, and also a festival for social art.
Mm-hmm. And this is like the place where you are selling tickets and everything?
Yeah, exactly. That's a beautiful bar. What is a prop? There was a shooting, so filmmakers, they created this part of furniture, and we asked them because we like them. So now I think it's time to see.
And also this is logo of the space, right?
Yeah, exactly. Venuše is the goddess of love, and so we understand also our space in the map of Prague culture venues and culture centers. And now you can see the heart of our space. So this beautiful Art Deco hall, as the whole interior is from 20s, from last century. And as I said in the beginning, we are here for about 6 years, but as we came for first time here, so there was no electricity, there was a lot of dust, it was empty, the stage was broken, there was a huge hole in the middle, and I remember as we came with smaller lights in our hands, and we were like some archaeologists, they discovered something what was really prohibited or unknown or something like that. So we didn't believe it is possible that such a beautiful hall is still in Prague and empty, and it was possible to use it. So in fact, we started that way, that we made an agreement with the owner of the building about just 3 performances, what we did here. It was called Last Year in Marienbad. It was inspired by the famous movie. And because it was working and people liked that, and the owner of the building as well, so we had the possibility then to make it on a more regular basis. And then we had the idea it would be cool if the space could be used also by other theater groups and not only by ours.
So like the original idea was to do just some kind of like site-specific performance, and then you wanted to left. And how did you like discover it? Like what was the first moment? Like I mean, before the first performance.
It was, I knew that the hall is here, but because it's part of the complex with the student flats, so it was not accessible so easily, but we were really very lucky that the director of the organization that takes care about this student accommodation houses in Prague, so he's very open and he likes culture, and he found it as an opportunity because he was also sorry that the space is empty and without the possibility for public. On the other side, there was really plenty of things to resolve, like the electricity or the toilets or also the access for public. That's why we are using this small door as we experienced, because the original main entrance is connected with the building, and it's not possible that we can use it.
If am I right, like the original meaning of the space was so that the students and all of it can use the space for like culture actions and so on.
Yeah, and in fact the history is quite rich because here was like student hall for some dancing, for some culture events and so on. Then it was also cinema, but also it was used as a gym during
as a
the
gym?
time. Yeah, and now we have it here like this theater. Mostly we are using this main space as the stage. So we are building some kind of elevation on this side, so mostly the people can have this look, or what is also quite practical about the access on the stage and so on, and it's large. From the beginning I knew that in Prague there is not enough spaces with really large stage, so I think that's cool. We can offer to various artists the possibility to really move and to make something really on big scale.
Yeah.
And the original stage we are using sometimes, but mostly for audience or for the technician crew. But we had also a performance where the people were sitting in the round, or they were on sides, or we used just one part, or we moved the elevation much closer to this wall, and the stage was smaller. So I think the space is really, it offers a lot of possibilities how to use it, and we are always happy if the people are able to fulfill it and to find some new angle how to see the space or something like that.
And maybe while we will move to other space, do you have some idea about the future of the space, or?
We are in some time in between, so let's follow. We will leave the main hall. Now we are in our small stage. As you can see, originally there was also just storage, and mostly we are using it for actors. They are preparing for their entrance.
So it's kind of backstage.
Exactly. Yeah. But then there was again some shooting, and they did this small stage, and I liked it so much. And we felt the luck that we would love to have also opportunity to present something much smaller. As you asked about the future, so it is that we are in time between. It means that some reconstruction will be started, but we don't know exactly when. So it's clear probably we will not hear here stay for another 5 years or something like that. But in the beginning, they told us that the reconstruction can start in like 2 years, and they repeat it every year. So we will see what will happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's good time to move again. So follow me. If you will, come closer, Yeah, and now here you can see our cameraman, I hope, in the mirror.
It's Emil Rothermel, by the way.
Yeah, that's our small guy. You can see it was really a very fancy space with these fake stones and everything. And here that's the wardrobe and also the office in the same moment, because we don't have many spaces here. Like the hall is big and beautiful and large and everything, but then we have really problems with storage and with spaces where the people can prepare and so on. So it's also the hottest space here because now it's February, it's quite cold, but this heating is working, so I love it here, and mostly I spend here really hours. This is the best.
Also it's like a common problem of independent spaces in Prague, or as I feel it, like that all of them are cold usually because they are like old factory buildings on like this, like very old and aged building.
Yeah, I think this space is metaphor of performing arts in Prague, because we do our best to make it really comfortable for the artist, but you can see that our possibilities are quite limited, but still somehow working. Yeah. And now we will go to the last space. That's the balcony / storage. Oh, thank you so much. And so that's the real face of theater in Prague. A lot of things, tons of things, they are really weird. And I'm sure if you lose here any prop, so in this environment you will never find it again, because here you can find things for a lot of performances we have from various artists and theater groups. And so this is also the space where the public is not allowed to come because we don't want they destroy something or they destroy themselves. So we let them all only in the hall downstairs.
But I feel like it's funny that all the props and everything is still present, you know, above the heads of audience, because like it's not usual that like the storage is one place as the place where you do performances.
Yeah, that's our the only one possibility where to put it. But of course, it's our cooperators. They are not so happy about this because they have to lift it up and down and all the time.
And maybe because you are also like director who creates here in the space, what do you find like the, let's say, the challenge of the space? Because like it's not black box, it has some kind of characteristics and so on. So how do you sort of like work with this?
What I love in this space, of course, there is some charm and some genius loci, what is working, and very often it helps to the performances. But sometimes I already experienced it goes against. Like we are not able to create here some kind of attitude or mood because the space is so strong. So for me, it's always the question how to deal with the space. That in the end it's some creative dialogue and it's not fight. But I really love the possibilities what offers to us, because we did it here classical theater. We made here something like live cinema or extended cinema. We made here some immersive theater, and I'm always surprised as some new artists find for us new ways how to present the space, and as they find the way how the spectators can experience it. So I think that's something what is super valuable, what is unique in Prague. I think it's unique also that's so big, and really for example some kind of dance performances or something like that, it is very important. And I hope that it will last for next years and years.
Yeah, good. And maybe I don't know, like if it's good to tackle it, but was there some kind of like huge challenge concerning the pandemic and so on? Like, was there something, or how do you feel it? Like, are you going to get through it, or is it unmanageable, or how do you feel about it?
I think we are in same position as all culture centers and theaters and so on. For me, the biggest challenge was how to, or maybe also the opportunity, was how to try to define the possible new role of this culture venues. Because I didn't want just to stream our existing theater performances. So for example, in the beginning, we made a lot of some lectures or speeches from some philosophers or people. They dig in visual arts or in a film or something like that, and they made these lectures about, for example, film and pandemic topics or something like that. And that was something what was working very much for me. Generally, for example, Venuše is very limited for some music productions because we are connected with the other buildings and there are people in the neighborhood, they live here and so on. But now during the pandemic we made some streams because it's not so demanding and not so attacking some sound limits. So that's also good that we tried something new. And now we are trying to develop something what will be between theater and movie. So not only streaming performance, but really to try to mix the media. So I think the challenges are here, and I hope we will, in the end, we will be stronger. On the other side, the situation is, of course, but it's for everyone really very bad, like with budget now, with the support from the municipal hall, what is much smaller than last year and so on. But I think that's something what is significant for all artists that we must find, and we must show now that we are really creative. It's not only about to make a performance, but maybe about to find a new way
how to work and everything. Okay, I think that's a great end to it. On the beginning, I forgot to tell you that I'm representing you, an audience who would usually on the guided tours ask questions and so on. My name is Jiří Šimek, I'm director of this, and I think that's it. And maybe if you want to add anything.
I think I said everything, and I hope next year you can come in person and you can enjoy it not only through the lens of camera.
Yeah, thank you. So goodbye.
Bye.
Že to vydržel, víš, že nešel.
Memfi, pojď ke mně. Šup.
Super.
Sedni.